working on here is we've been working on getting these working pens ready. We're getting ready to work some cattle here tomorrow. And these things have been a work in progress for a while, but we're slowly getting them finished up. So we got a little bit more pipe to do up through here on these little holding pins, but we got this crowd gate on this little tub done. So basically it's a jam latch with a spring on it, so you can push it through and it sticks. And if they push back, it's not gonna come open. But anyway, you can kind of just push it all the way up through here, and then it'll jam on those, and that way you can run them up into the chute. So got a little loading alley right here, got a little gate that can open. But most all this we made out of recycled pallet racking, so it's pretty durable. Haven't had one bend up yet, so one of these days I'll get it painted. Anyway, that's what we've been working on, so we're gonna work some cows tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. Well, our fall cover crop grew up pretty good. We planted oats and cereal rye and winter peas and crimson clover. We've got about half of this grazed off right now. We're working on getting all this off of here. Once the cows run through, we got this patch, and then all this patch up through there, up to those trees. And then once we get all this grazed off, we'll brush hog what's left down, and then probably start working on, if it dries up, being able to put our sorghum Sudan grass in here to bale up for this summer. So anyway, our soil test that we did last year, we put down the fertilizer application that they suggested. If you've seen the other videos, you see that we put down some lime as well a couple months ago. So I just took another soil sample yesterday, and I'm going to send in and see how much it's improved. But based on the look of how even all this grew up this year, I think we're going in the right direction. Well, we're about halfway across this pasture. We're finishing off, grazing off this fall cover crop that we planted in here. We got cows on it right now, so we got cereal rye in here. We got some oats. We got some Austrian peas. And we got this crimson clover down here. Look how thick this stuff is. I mean, it did really good this year. So we're just hot wiring a little section off, probably about 30-40 foot at a time. They've stripped all that off all the way across over to them trees. So we got these cows worked this morning. Got all the bull calves banded, got them all tagged. So they're out here enjoying them some good grazing. So once we get this cleaned off, we'll be ready for to plant the sorghum Sudan grass out here. Well, we're getting this little section of field. It was pasture, but we're disking it up so we can plant some more sorghum Sudan grass. It's about a little 7-acre area, but it's disking up pretty good in some spots, but some up there where it's pretty hard, it's not doing so well. This is what it looks like now, and it's pretty good. This old Kraus disc is doing a pretty good job. Probably come back in here with the drag harrow and drag it and try to bust up some more of these clumps, but maybe as this grass dies it'll break up some more, but probably go over it a couple more times. I got the disc widened out a little bit from what it was when we were cutting the sod, but run the drag harrow over it and it ought to do pretty good. finally got some full sun for a couple days. The ground's starting to dry out behind me pretty good. So we got the disc opened up. We're gonna go out here and run across the field and get it ready. And I got the seed picked up yesterday, and we're working on making a little drag for the back of the disc. So once that's done, we'll go out here and disc it up one more time with the disc straightened out, and we should be ready to plant. So we're making a drag to pull behind the disc, help level the field out there. We got these 7-inch posts. They're pretty thick steel, but they're also full of concrete all the way down. This is gonna be 12 foot. Got these D-rings we're gonna weld on here and pull it with the disc. Got that chain. So I'll hook that pipe. It'll run near across the back. I'll hook it in right here to this little hitch, and then we'll pull it behind it just to kind of help level up the field, and the weight of that pipe too will probably kind of help pack it down. So hopefully tomorrow we're gonna plant it. So behind the pipe that'll be here, I got the drag harrow that I'll attach to the pipe. So it should work out pretty good. So we're gonna finish welding that up, get it hooked up here, and then take it out and see how it works. Well, here we go. Alright, so as you saw, pulling it behind the disc didn't really work. It's so heavy, it just was pulling up some dirt. So I'm going to take the 50-60 here, and I'll pull it with that while Dad's discing. So try it this way. I think it's working pretty decent now. I got the drawbar on here so I can pull up on the pipe a little bit with the 3-point. It's a little wet, but this may be about as dry as it's going to be able to be, as they're already calling for rain again next week. So I'm going to try to get all this smoothed down, and hopefully we'll plant it tomorrow. But it seems like it's doing a pretty good job of leveling. So the place we get our seed from was already out of the safety graze. It's really getting pretty popular. So this year we had to get a variety called Sweet Grazing. So this will be the first year for this kind, but we're gonna plant this at about, for the hay fill, I think we're gonna do around 45 to 50 pounds an acre. And then we got a bag of Red River crabgrass we're going to be mixing in there at about 3 pounds an acre. So we'll have the sorghum Sudan growing up, and then the crabgrass grows up underneath it. So it does like a real good ground cover, and it worked pretty good last time. We did a little test strip out here, so now we're going to do the whole thing this year. And then the rest of it we're going to drill in the pasture. I think we'll probably do it like 20 pounds an acre or something. But anyway, I got to get the drill pulled out, go through a couple things, make sure it's good to go. Got to grease it, make sure there's no spiders clogging up. I don't know if you guys on your drills ever have spiders get up in these seed tubes, but it's a real pain because they get in here and make a nest, and yeah, it just sucks. So maybe next year when I put this up, I'll spray it with bug spray or something, hopefully keep them out of there. But got to go through that. Everything else should be pretty well ready on it, so we're gonna get it pulled out and clean it up and grease it up. So we got everything calibrated and ready to go. We got our crabgrass in here. It's gonna be going down at about 3.5 pounds to the acre. And then we got our sorghum Sudan grass in the main grain box, and it's going down at about 55 to 50 pounds an acre. So everything's ready to go. Gonna go out here and get started. Well, I got a blockage on one of the small seed tubes, so I got to get out and fix it. Alright, I got that one fixed. So made 2 passes and only one was clogged up, so that's pretty good out of 19 of them. So keep on at it. Well, we got the seed planted last Saturday, so this is a week now, and it looks like it's doing pretty good. So you can see all the rows out there all the way down. It's going to be a pretty good stand. Up through here. Once they get the fertilizer that we need in there, we're going to pour that bucket of enzymes that we got, which helps break down the old plant foliage and stuff and turns it into nutrients for the soil. So we'll dump that 5 gallons of liquid in there and blend it in with the fertilizer when it goes on the field. got my fertilizer spread on that field, so I'm going to run this back and drop it off. Got everything spread, so we're going to run both these spreaders back and drop them off. And it's supposed to rain tonight, so we got perfect timing. Everything's drilled, so we should be good to go now with everything done. We'll wait for it to grow, and then we'll be ready to cut it for hay here in the next couple months.